stopped. So yes, I dropped the resignation letter and I felt happy. Like I felt happy that yes, I just did it. And of course, I knew that as I was going home, I had to answer the question of why did you go ahead in spite of not having. So we had a talk around it and life moved on. At that point, there was a time I had to go and, the moment I resigned, I had to lean a lot towards my younger brother, Mr. Sunday Olusola-Obasa, because he had been an entrepreneur for a while, all the days when I was. So one day I walked up to him and said I wanted to see him. I booked an appointment and I went there. Don't forget that time I was not jobless. I was out of job, but I wasn't out of work. I always had things doing. If around that time people kept giving me books to help them edit. Mr. Oladipo Clement's first set of books that I preferred came around that time. I remember him paying me 40k and it looked good. 40k for free. So I read his books. They were books that were already in the market. I think one is it Believe in Your Dream or something around dream. And reading the book also helped me because it was a season where I was trying to culture an idea. It helped. We went on like that. So I went to Mr. Olusola-Obasa that day on appointment and said to him that please, that I want him to tell me the truth. See, anytime I'm talking to anybody and I tell them something like, I want you to tell me the truth, just know that that thing is very, very serious. So I said, I want you to tell me the very truth, that don't act because I am your sister or anything. That please just tell me the truth. That do you think that I left my job too early? Like, am I starting too early in what I'm trying to do? He laughed. I know that's his usual way of starting a serious conversation. He laughed and said, that I said I wanted the truth. I said yes. Okay, so he said, if you want the truth is that you are almost starting late. I said, okay. Because I was going to be 40. He said, the truth is you're almost starting late. That it's fine for you to start now. That it's almost late. So I think that you're on track. So that gave me some peace. I went ahead, continued my research, researching into what this. There was a researcher at then. He was one of the first people I shared the RCV vision with. It wasn't RCV at first. The name that I had in my head was Royal Character Academy, because from the idea that I conceived of, it was majorly a training arm. So I just factored that got to be an academy. So the name, but the royal had always been there, the character had always been there, but I felt that it was supposed to be an academy. The dream came from prayers, thinking, research, asking critical questions. I mentioned all these: self-discover, self-aware, self-actualize levels. So the moment the idea dropped in October 2014, I was very sure that was it. And I did a tie back to one or two things and then started research. The entire November, did research, find out who is doing this in Nigeria. How did I get to know the next thing to do was a research from my life coach. I heard him say that when the idea of living faith, the word of faith dropped, the inspiration dropped, he didn't just take it that, this is a spiritual thing now, let's just be praying and fasting. He went, researched, and even read 39 biographies, major. So he learned how people felt, how people did well, and all of that. I don't know whom I want to pick that as a lesson of life, but it helped me. The moment I got the idea, I just told myself, okay, this is what Papa would have done. He would do a research. So I did a full month. I was resuming at a cyber cafe there in Egbeda every day. I'll close at 3 just like people who went to work. And by the time I was done with 1 month, it was crystal clear how massive this was going to be. I don't want to start divulging all the different sides that are yet that people are yet to even know about RCV yet. But I trust God that one step after another we're getting there. So we went forward. All the we I'm talking about at that point was me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I physically, nobody else physically. So yes, to answer the question of any entrepreneur or body entrepreneur in the RCV team, there will be a moment when it's just you. So it's fine. And it happens. People have been through it. That again wasn't a shock for me because I had heard stories and I've been trained to know. So RCV started as a vision to help people get character certified. The word certification was what majorly told me that, oh, if it's certification, then it has got to be an academy that you go through training, you get certificates. We will see more of those aspects the more we advance in the vision. Major. So all of November through December of 2014, it was time to write the vision, like vision statements, mission statements, core values. That took plenty of thinking, plenty of searching, plenty of looking at you. And many of the things that are core values today at RCV are personal values that I uphold, by which I'd lived life. Don't forget, I'd worked somewhere before, so I had values that guided how I worked, and I knew that they could make the best out of anything. I was able to come up with all of that. So when you catch your own vision, don't wait until you have money. There are things you can start doing. Start conceptualizing vision, mission, core values. That's progress. Rather than keep the thing written down somewhere, put it in your head and say, I'm waiting for money to come. Money is not the first thing. Clarity is the first thing. And then structure is next, even after clarity. So God gave the vision. Today we are grateful for it. Yes, it was inspired. I will not stay anywhere in this world and say, oh, it was critical. It wasn't critical, nothing. I was so searching, and then God graciously said, okay, so this is it. I was like a baby that was throwing tantrums and holding the mother's headgear and saying, give me what I want or you're not going anywhere. So thankfully, I'm forever grateful for the idea. I'm thankful for the journey. So going forward, I have never lacked inspiration. That's another thing I want to thank God for today, and I want the team to thank God for. I have personally never lacked inspiration. This is the same grace I pray to replicate in the life of everybody on the team. I sleep, eat, wake, walk. What else? Oh. Everything inspiration.
Yes.
Now let me shock you. I am not a voracious reader. You will look at me and you'll be deceived, thinking that I read heavily. You are joking, right? I don't read voraciously. Yes, but if I'm on this system, you will never tell how far I can travel researching. Yes, but to say that, like many of people in my league will say, I'm reading these 2 books at the moment. Okay? Even when I pick books, I'm not the pali to pali reader. See, I'm careful about talking about this season because I know that it doesn't make you belong to the start. I don't know, the status of people who can, we dey read. But the truth there, if I want to be sincere, is that I don't read like that. I consume plenty of information, but when it comes to carry a book, so I don't know if this can help some people feel relieved that, oh, so I'm not the only one. That looks like an area that people are hiding. The truth is that you don't read the much people think that you read. I don't. But I am very observant. I can pick an idea from anything. That's God, that's grace, and I don't take it for granted. Now, I'm thinking of an RCV without that gift or that access or that grace. I don't know what RCV will be like. So from how we coin things, yes. Thankful also for having studied PR, yeah, and advertising. Yes. That must have added something. That must have added some refining to the way I now present the ideas. Because it's one thing for an idea to drop, it's another thing for you to refine it and package it well. So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for everything. That's inspiration. I can stay on the inspiration thing forever. How did it start? It started from the very first moment. So I did like Papa again. I'm a very funny person. I just do anything I see him do. So he said that when the idea dropped for the vision God gave him, he said to God, what would I be preaching for 1 year, 1 full year? Talk less of so many years, and I will not start sounding stale. So when this idea dropped, like, what will I be training for 1 full year? Talk less of so many years. And I was being sincere and prayed intensely to God that God, I don't want to sound like yesterday. I don't want to speak to people and they say like, we've heard that before. No, I don't ever want that to happen to me. And that's a testimony today, because even for companies where they are on retainer with us as clients, and we train them over and over again, the testimony is that it's new from whatever it was before. And that again is all glory to God. It's still the Count Your Blessings 70 minutes session where I'm telling the story of the journey with RCV team members. I'm wondering why they are not showing their faces. Okay, so they don't think that I'm the only one. If your face is showing, your shit shining. Who is showing that face? Look at that face.
Mr. Tolu.
Okay, so to the next one, clients. Wow. When you're coming into a new space and you're trying to do something new, you would understand what I'm trying to say about how much I appreciate the fact that God has been our help God has been our help. Debbie, you're going to make me talk into this thing, and I've already talked. Don't just